Yeah. So, hello everyone. Hope you're having an amazing Monday and welcome to the Reality Bang. I'm Yohann, your host for the session, and thank you for tuning in. That said, if you guys want to contribute to our topics, have any questions, or just want to tell us what an amazing job we're doing, you can reach out to us at 6364252164. Now, let's jump right into it. Today's topic is how to overcome failure, especially in terms of exams. And we have a special guest for the show, Miss Renuka Samson, who's a retired headmistress in a reputed institution. She's a teacher of science and mainly biology. She has 36 years of teaching experience and inspired students to take up the medical profession. Being an active member of the cultural committee, scouts, movements, and played a major role in administrative aspects of the school. It's indeed a pleasure to have you on the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Rohan.
So, for this edition of the Reality Bang, Mrs. Renuka and I will be having a discussion regarding overcome failure in terms of exams and give you guys a better viewpoint of this topic. So, my first question is how to handle the stress of exams, having high expectations like from yourself, from your family, from your friends.
At the outset, Johan, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I'm very happy to be here. The word exam by
Yeah.
itself, okay, poses a threat. But if you just see it as another test to know your capability for your next step in the future, you will not feel it. Secondly, if you take the
Yeah.
precautions, you no way have to feel the strain. Like you follow a regular pattern of study, you ensure that you have good understanding of the concepts and chalk out a study plan well before the exams or at least when the dates are announced. And more than the exam itself, it's the stress that you face from your parents with all the expectations that they have for you, the competitions among friends, and these are the main cause of stress more than the exam itself. But the task of an individual is to stay composed, which will be the best solution. And to overcome that, I feel every child or every student has to be confident. You have to believe in yourself and your abilities. And above all, in my experience, I feel you should have strong faith in God. And here I should make a note to the parents: be your children's friends and a facilitator. And students, make sure you make friends who will encourage you to achieve your goal. So, if you look at stress at all, when you put it in a nutshell, in this context, I would like to just tell a small incident, rather, my life experience. I did my MSc after 20 years of doing my BSc. It is not possible because you lose the pattern of study. I had my family, I had
Yeah.
my job, and my focus was I should finish it in one shot because I have to compromise family and job, and there's also monetary loss. Okay, I have to spend for my studies, and because taking leave, I have to lose my other perks and all that. But my mind was focused to achieve, and it was hard work, and hard work, and nothing else. I wrote and learned. I repeatedly learned. I covered all the portions, didn't miss a class, and by God's grace, I stood first. So, children, students, you can decide at your age when you're have the support more.
So that was a very great achievement you did. Now, building upon that, now what are some of these strategies or techniques to adopt or to handle exam anxiety? So before the day of the exam or on the day of the exams.
Okay, as I've already put it very clearly, precaution. Okay, that's the best cure for anything. And when you've done all of this above, you gain self confidence and you have the courage to face your exams. So, in that point, you can relax also. You can listen to family, go to a place of work. At the same time, make sure you eat properly and you sleep well. And especially on the day before the exam, please don't stay late. And on the day of the exam, you can get up early, you can finish your chores ready early and leave early. And it's always advisable to step into the exam hall before time instead of everybody around you confusing you and misleading you and making you get a doubt if you learned this or not. So that will help
Yeah,
you to be calm, composed before you face the exam.
true. Now you spoke a lot about confidence. So how does a student actually maintain this confidence throughout the term of exams?
Because when they follow all these, they will know that they can perform. Because when you take
Yeah.
that aspect, they will surely do well in the next exam also.
Perfect. So, coming over to my next question now, sometimes the fear of failure, like it causes people to take unethical actions, like extreme steps. So, how does people overcome this fear?
To me, fear is the enemy to success and criteria for
Yeah,
failure. Always remember, failure doesn't happen to you alone, because everyone in
yeah,
this world has experienced it once or multiple times, be it for the most silly matter or in achieving their aspiration. But still, they achieved. At least these days, you
yeah,
have a wide range of options. You have an alternate. To quote from your own style, students, food and mummy's on the table, you don't like it. Then Swiggy becomes your best friend, right? So you get what you want, don't you? So that's the same principle
yeah,
here. When you don't get what you want, try for an alternative. Strive for what you want and you will achieve it. And here again to the parents, because without parents, students cannot move on. Be with your children always, encourage them, don't stress them. And to the younger parents, at some point of time, tell your children a no so that they can face disappointments earlier. So that in future,
yeah.
when they come across such situations, they know to fall upon or look up to their parents to find an alternative or get a solution.
Exactly. So, speaking about failure now, how does a person bounce back from failure in examinations, and what should be their approach?
Right. I would like to quote our own missile man, our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He says fear can be uprooted when you look at it this way. And most of you are familiar with it, but I don't mind repeating it again. Fear, face everything and rise. Forget everything and run. Almost close to a finishing line if he trips and falls. At that point, he never loses hope. He puts back all his energy with determination, with the focus on the finishing line. He will run faster and achieve it. So once you have missed your goal, you know what will work, what will not work, and you can approach things in a different way. And then you
Yeah,
will redefine your priorities and re envision your goals, which will make you be motivated to drive you to explore more and achieve your goal in an easier way.
yeah. So I remember this particular incident. So during my 10th, I guess. So I used to be very bad in this subject called Hindi. So I used to fail a lot. Like even in the half yearly examinations, I used to fail. My mom was called to the principal,
Oh
and the
my.
principal told like if yeah, if he does not succeed, like then he won't be able to pass the 10th. So my mom was really under pressure, but I had no pressure at all. I was like, oh, okay, it's fine now. I failed now. There's nothing I can do, right? So the only thing is I should just move forward. I should just bounce back from it. So of course I did put in a little bit more hard work. I put in a lot more effort, and finally I ended up passing. So it worked out for me in the end.
So that's where parents
So
play a major role, and you get more parents and you move it.
exactly. So what are some of these lessons we can learn from failure?
Why can't we reword that word failure? Lessons learned for not being successful. Okay, we'll keep success always, right? So
Okay.
before
Yeah.
you do anything, you analyze the pros and the cons. Okay, whatever the
Yeah.
exams be, why you are writing, look into the pros and the cons. And set your mind to face both, to be successful or otherwise. Now, once you have redefined your priorities to suit your need, you will surely move forward. And whenever you fail, even if you can't be successful, Always remember that is just another step closer to your success. Be
Yeah,
positive in that way. So then you will learn more about yourself and what you are capable of, and you will work in that direction. And success is yours for sure.
exactly. So for me, I usually remember this quote. So they say failure is always a stepping stone to success. So the more times I fail, the more times I've failed or failing, like I get more happier. So usually most people, like, they have this mindset like, oh, I'm failing, I'm getting sad, I'm getting depressed, all of that. But no. So the more you fail is the more you should get happier, because you're coming one step closer to that success. And I don't
And
think
not only
anything is better
that,
than, yeah.
not only that, when you achieve something, you tend to pass it on to others. Now, you can go through biographies of so many people who have been nothing at all but reached greater
Exactly.
heights. And one time will come and you become an inspiration. So that way, you're surely going to influence all around you.
Exactly. Exactly. And there's nothing more greater than, you fail so many times and then finally achieving that success. It's a very good feeling. So what are the final thoughts you would share to students who are preparing to write examinations?
Okay, it's quite difficult being in the field for 36 years and talking to students. But only thing is to know that some point or the other it will reach them. That's the only motive. So the student have to be passionate, and that will allow them to be focused. And whatever be the situation, they will put their heart, mind, and soul to achieve what they want. Here again, the parents and the teachers have to do the handholding of the children. And every student has to say, I am unique, I am special. And here again, parents, I insist, teachers, I insist, no comparison between one child and another, one student and another. That will put down the spirit of many a children. And always be positive, remove every negativity. No doubts. Can I? Will I? Is it possible for me? No. Vice versa. I am unique. I am special. I can do for myself first. I tell my children, when you open the report card, when you see your marks, you are the first one who's going to be happy. Next to your parents, then your teachers, then the school. When the results are declared, all say so many things, but first is for the student. So you should be selfish when you learn, when you study. That should be a motive always. So you will not fail when you leave no stone unturned. Being a biology teacher, I always like to relate to animals. So, one of God's exemplary creation, the busiest, the most tiny, disciplined, social instinct, the ant. I chose this animal just to give you three simple tips to be an S and not a F minus the fear. To be a S, not a F minus the fear. You would have watched many a times a small ant carrying such a big leaf. Maybe for it, it appears like a boulder, or many ants carrying one leaf together. That is team, okay? Peer learning, whatever it is. Now, when you walk across them, when you walk, the
Yeah.
ant is not worried about you. We look like giants to them. They are not bothered if we are going to trample them. They will keep moving ahead. They will be going in their line. Maybe 1 second they are moved out, but again they form their line and they move forward. So their priority is gathering of food, achieving their goal amidst all disturbances and obstacles. So, like the ant, A and T. So, next time when you think of success, remember the ant. A, always prioritize. N, never procrastinate. And T, triumph is yours. So, let's follow the simple animal, simple word to make sure that whatever you do is a success. Always prioritize, never procrastinate. Triumph is yours. So we can learn so many things from so many animals, so many plants, so many people around us. We all have them in our hands so that we can learn and derive out of them.
Yeah, that was a very good piece of advice. I'll surely use it, like, in my life as well. Of course, I passed the
Thank
term of
you.
exams, but I'll definitely use it in my life as well. So that officially brings us to the end of today's show. A huge thank you to Miss Renuka for joining the show.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. May we be inspired by more success stories in the future. Thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you so much. And remember, guys, we air on Mondays at 4:30 p.m. That's it. If you guys want to contribute to our topics, have any questions, or just want to tell us what an amazing job we are doing, you can reach out to us at 6364252164. And a huge thank you to our listeners for tuning in to this edition of the Reality Bang, your weekly dose of fuel power, brought to you by FEBA Online. This is RJ Johan. Hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you next Monday. God bless you.